Yeah, I think we pretty much almost got divorced our first year of marriage.
Yeah. First year was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. It's crazy though, because then you think like, I don't know. I guess you think like that first year, like, oh man, this will be great.
Tell them what you thought it was going to be and how
Listen.
I want them to hear how you thought it was going to be.
Listen,
Then
all
I'll
right,
share.
so gotta give you a little background. So I haven't seen a super successful marriage in my family before,
Yeah.
right? And I think the same for you.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
all I had was like romantic comedies and like TV Boy Meets World. You know, that's my jam. You know, so Boy Meets World. You know, I'm thinking that Corey and Topanga, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to have that Corey and Topanga love. You know, so you know, first year of marriage, I definitely thought was gonna be like, especially with God, I thought God was gonna sprinkle some little dust on there, and it's gonna be on and popping. Happily ever after. I knew it'd be little difficulties here and there, but I didn't think it'd be difficulties in the areas that I thought it would be difficulties in.
Okay.
But you know, is the first year of marriage hardest? I guess that's the real question. What you think?
I think for us, we've only been married for 5 years. And I want to say like the first 4 years, like marriage is still hard, but like, is it the hardest? I think our first 3 years were like really challenging.
Okay, that's a good word choice.
So I think I want to say the first 3 years are challenging. I want to say maybe year, because I think, so for us, I think the first year was like really getting to know each other for real. Because like we had been friends, but being married to somebody and like being friends with someone or dating someone is totally different when like you live with them is not the same. So like the vision I had of Lee when we were friends and the expectations I had were different versus with someone I dated and eventually married. So,
yeah, she had more grace when we was friends.
I did. I had a lot.
That grace disappeared. That grace disappeared, which makes sense though. The expectations are higher for
Yeah. I had a lot more grace when we were friends because I'm like, you know, that's my friend. I don't have to have high expectations. I don't expect anything more from him. Yeah. And our friendship was just so great. You know, what am I going to say? Change this, change that, whatever. And remember, we're not supposed to be changing people. Right. God's supposed to be transforming them on the internal. But I want you to because I feel like you skimmed across.
Skimmed across?
Yeah,
what you're talking about?
I feel like you skimmed across this first year the hardest. And, you know, tell our viewers like exactly what was going on, what was happening, and why you felt like we was probably going to get divorced that first year.
Well, you have to think like coming into we did a lot in a short period of time, right?
Yeah.
So we were engaged, pregnant, and married, and had our first child all in 1 year.
Yes.
All in our first year. So we had been friends for a while, and then when we started dating, it didn't take long for us to go from dating to engaged and married.
Yeah.
And it started off with and I had never experienced being with someone who was pregnant either, right? So, you know, obviously, right? So I didn't know what that...
stepson.
And just coming into that, that first summer was rough.
Yeah, the stepson.
So instantly
we got engaged, was pregnant, and got married all in the same year. So we started marriage being pregnant.
Right. So I think you know, if I go back to then,
because we didn't wait. We didn't wait before we got married.
And that's the importance of that's the importance of waiting before you.
I don't know what would have happened either way, but we did not wait to get pregnant. We got pregnant before we got married. And some would say, oh, y'all got married just because she got pregnant. And a little bit of that probably would have been a little bit true.
That might have sped up things.
It sped up.
I think it sped it up.
It sped it up, for real.
It didn't change the emotions, though, like for me. Like
we would have waited, probably.
We probably would have
been engaged more.
Yeah, I think we would have been engaged longer. I think if I go back, I would have changed that we had more time, just us.
To date.
More time to date. I think we kind of we've always been in business together. So it's like literally business and then pregnancy. And we eloped, which was a crazy time, right? We eloped. So my mom thinking oh man, we eloping. Like it's like gonna be like this is so romantic. It's gonna be like just emotions. You know, this first marriage night, it's going down. Like you know what I'm saying? It's going down.
And our first marriage night didn't quite go down.
Nah, it didn't quite go down. But also the pregnancy.
I was sick, so I had morning sickness. Mm-hmm. And you know, I wasn't feeling it, y'all. Like I just was not feeling it. Like I'm like, yes, my marriage night, but I feel sick. Like I just want to sleep. I don't want to be bothered.
Listen, I'm telling you,
I ain't trying to do all that right now.
All I knew is this.
And then we had that hotel. Oh no, that wasn't.
That was in Orlando. But literally, while we were on our wedding night, our wedding night, we had to come back to Tampa that night because we had our Airbnb properties.
And something happened with one of our properties.
So I think that was the issue. I think we had too much going on.
Yes.
You know, so when I say like the first year was really hard.
Yeah.
One, because like, I mean, you know, transparently going from the life I had been having.
Tell them a little bit about that life.
You know, really better have sex when you want to.
Fornicating.
You know, you can have sex whenever you wanted to, right? You know, you can do what you want when you want to. If somebody was tripping, you know, you go to another person. It didn't matter, right? And then when you get married, it's like, well, no, that's that person.
One person. So
it's like now, it was like, man, like she's the gatekeeper to all my pleasure now, but she is sick. She don't want to do it. And like, yo, what am I gonna do? Like I had a very healthy drive, I would say, right?
Healthy,
you know,
healthy.
A very healthy drive.
Healthy.
A very healthy drive, right? So you go from, man, you know, whenever you kind of want to all of a sudden, hopefully this month you get it, you know, this month hopefully, and which no, I get, but like, you know, for me, like I hadn't thought about like how pregnancy affects that, right? Like I didn't think about, oh man, when you're pregnant, it's gonna like it deads the sex. I never this is the first time I ever experienced that. So
well, for some women, it doesn't dead their sexual.
Well, the thing I read, I had read
some increase it, but
I'll tell you, my problem is I
keeping up with our words because we don't want to get filtered on.
I googled too much. I was thinking, oh yeah, that too, because YouTube is gonna be like, y'all talking about this. But anyway, I googled too much. I went to Google too much for the beginning of our marriage. I think like, everything was like why is she like this, or like Google this, right? And I was trying to like fix that. Like I was trying to fix everything about like what was wrong with us. So I was like, all right, so she don't want to have sex. Maybe I need to like read some more books. So I need to read something to figure out how do I, you know, maybe I need, I was like, oh, let's read the love language book. Remember, I was like bringing you everything. I was trying to bring everything to fix this. I just was like, whoa, this is crazy. I thought it was like the honeymoon phase. Where's the honeymoon phase at? Where's the man? Like this the year. I thought we weren't gonna be dealing with this until, you know, at the 5th year. Like always slow it down in the 5th year. But I thought it was gonna be, you know, so, but we kind of having like a reverse, I would say. Like it's, you know,
I think
each year we get better.
Yeah. So like for us, I think each year we get a little bit better because like he explained the first year, like literally, y'all. I'm just keep it real. Like the night before we gave birth to our daughter, we was talking about getting divorced.
Yeah.
Like we was like, nah. Yeah, we'll just co-parent. Like this, it's just too much.
Nah, yeah,
like, we didn't want to have to like fight through it because, like he said, he dated. He could go to the next person. The same with me. It's like I don't feel like dealing with all that. Like, it shouldn't be this difficult. Like I just assumed that once you got married, like things would just gotta be like, oh,
yeah.
Now I will
like,
shower you and bless you with everything.
Now we're
everything
doing it
will
God's
be perfect
way.
because finally we're doing it God's way.
Yeah.
But it was not that. Like it was very, very difficult. What made us decide that we weren't going to get divorced?
I would tell you.
We went to that marriage retreat thing. Remember?
Nah, I think that helped. I think a lot of things helped. I think so. What would happen is, let me tell you, we would get to the situations where we were about to get divorced or something, and like my wife would be like, because we had it multiple times, we were like, it's over, it's done, right?
Yeah.
But you know, my wife would say that, but then like I would be like, God would nag me. Like I think like as a man, I think God would nag me and be like, nah, like don't let it go. And I'd be like, but God, it'd be so much easier if you just let me let this go. But I feel like he would nag on me and be like, nah, because remember I told you when you first saw her, that was your wife. So I was like, so you need to trust that. And like in my mind, I'm like, it's not matching. Like, it's not matching. But I didn't want to be disobedient either. So I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? If I hang in there a little bit longer, maybe we need to like overcome this. Maybe because we haven't overcome enough things. And then really through our first year, I hadn't really gone to God about it. But I think that when I started going to God about it, I realized that he was so much more concerned with our character than like us, than our happiness, right? Yeah. So it's like, okay, had it been all, because you know, honeymoon phases, you know, you stupid during honeymoon phases. You don't really actually know anything about a person. You don't really know who they are. It's not until you get out of that you get to learn someone. Yeah. So I would say it's almost a blessing that we didn't have that honeymoon phase, because we really had to go through and learn to do conflict resolution so much more. So seeking God during that time, I think he revealed to me that like, all right, I'm more concerned with your character than anything. So like, this person is more challenging for you, and yes, you've had easier relationships where these things weren't, but like, were you growing as a person, right? I was like, were you being developed for the life and the things that you're asking me for? So I feel like as a result of the difficulty and the challenge in our marriage, I was forced to like mature, grow, love unconditionally. We take that for granted. You think like, oh, unconditional love, and it's not that. And you know, I had my failures throughout our marriage in that at times, but we always kind of came back.
Yeah.
We always kind of came back.
So Lee, let me ask you a question. Where you at with it now, though?
Where I'm at now?
We're gonna do a part 2.